Hey guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. And guys, boy, do we have a very fun and exciting video today for making that money from swing trading. So I hope you guys all enjoy it. If you guys do, hit that like button and subscribe. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about how to buy stocks on a support line. So I hope you guys all enjoy this. If you guys do, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you want to learn more about swing trading or trading in the stock market, I highly recommend going on and checking out the Swing Trading Masterclass. That is my exclusive school where we teach people my strategies and mindset on how I find these opportunities and everything. It's a one-stop shop for all of your swing trading needs. Guys, you guys can use code HALFOFF, all caps, to get 50% off. It's only valid for this week, so check it out right now. Do it right now and come back and watch this video. But guys, we're going to be talking about finding stocks on support lines, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's jump into this here. So what is a support line? So a support line is where we get tendencies of getting natural buying pressure from a position or stock. Now, a resistance line is the complete opposite. So you'll constantly hear me talk about support, which is, where we get buying pressure, and then resistance is where we get selling pressure. So let's pull up a stock here and kind of just chat about it. So this is the position that we were looking at, is ticker symbol CLRB. Now, one of the reasons why we like this one here is we have this good upward trend. Trends, in my opinion, are super important because you guys can capture momentum. You understand there's a lot more buying pressure involved, and finding stocks that have sold off a little bit, always represent a good opportunity to invest or hold or whatever, or trade. Now, looking here, you guys will see that we have two lines. We have the blue and red lines. So the blue line is something called the 90-day moving average line. The red line is the 200-day moving average line. So the main difference between the two is going to be support strength. So the 90 is going to have a weaker support line than the red. So the red's the 200, the 90 is, or the blue is the 90. Pretty much the higher up that number goes, the harder support and resistance is going to be, but often it's going to be harder to find those opportunities. So like finding stocks on a 90-day moving average line often is easier, but could have weaker support compared to finding stocks on the 200-day. So how do you know if it's a support line? So in my opinion, there's a lot of indicators that you guys can use to make sure that this stock is on a support line. So the first thing is using called the RSI line, which is the relative strength index. This pretty much tracks and measures momentum inside the company. So historically, anything under a 30 represents an undervalued point for a company. So looking back, let's go ahead and draw a line here and see if we can look back at the last time it was trading for a 24. So the last time was actually all the way back in here. And what do you know? Within a couple of weeks, the stock went from about $1.80 to about, $2.79 in like a month, and then obviously continued to rally up to highs at about $4.45. Now, I'm not saying a stock's going to make this move, but let's just continue to go back and look. So another point in time here was right here where the stock went from $1.25 all the way up to $1.90. Same in here. You guys can see the stock jumped from about $1.70 to about $2.20. So, yes, RSI lines are a indicator. So, just this indicator alone doesn't represent a good opportunity to invest. So for me, understanding support is I want to make sure we have those clear tendencies of getting buying pressure near or even around those lines. I don't want to make sure, like every single time it has to buy at that line. No, I want to make sure that there is some sort of history of buying pressure there. So you guys can see it actually hits it once, and about once, maybe even twice here. You guys can see it hits it once, twice, almost three times, so yes, we do have tendencies of getting some buying pressure. Another thing that I look at here is I will go to like the weekly chart and just kind of see what's going on with this. So you guys can see that as we zoom out, this thing has seen massive amounts of sell-off here. The stock has gone from like super expensive. I don't even know, that looks like $1 million a share, all the way down to super low levels, obviously at like $1. So does this represent a good opportunity to invest? Well, the thing is investing and trading are two different things. If I was going to hold this position for the long run, I would never, just because the downward trend, trends are super important. But as we go to like the monthly or yearly chart, you guys can see that we've had this good upward trend where it's gone from 125 and up. So I do think making sure you're looking at several time frames before you guys invest, it is going to be a important factor. Another thing that I look at here is I will go to the hourly chart. I'll go to the hourly chart to see how it's reacting. And what I'm looking for is a stock that is kind of moving its way up to these moving average lines. And the reason why is because you guys can see as we have this downward trend, which is a very similar move where it went from 415, maybe even 460 up here, all the way to 334. You guys can see that when we slowly got closer to these, moving average lines, that represented a good reversal, where actually we had a pretty decent move. Let's go ahead and draw it out so you guys can see where the stock pretty much went from, 358 all the way up to highs at 415. So that was a 16% move just by capturing that move when it broke out above these moving average lines. So that's another thing that I do think is, important that a lot of traders don't look at, is they think, okay, right now could be a good opportunity to buy, right? We're buying low, but you also have to understand we're still on this short-term downward trend where the stock could continue to sell off before we get that reversal. So using indicators, using everything you can to determine a point of entry is going to be important here. Let's go ahead and show you guys a position that we're in on so you guys can see the clear difference here. So you guys can see we took a trade on Allstate, ticker symbol ALL. And what do you notice? As we look at the hourly chart, you guys can see we had this great move from 165 to 174. That small move might not seem like much, but from breaking out of the moving average lines going forward, that right there is a 6% return, which I know you're saying, Carter, that's only a 6% return. Hey, I'll take profit every single day at 6%. For me, it's all about consistency rather than hitting home runs. So this is just how you guys can make sure you're finding opportunity on a support line. You guys can see basic trend line support, hit it, we had that great move. So if you want to learn how to find these opportunities, I highly recommend going on, checking out my swing trading school where you guys can learn how to trade. This is just a very clear example of how to find stocks on a support line and how to know when to buy them. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask down below. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and we'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one.